Let's get rid of this and start again with a section, a container, a heading, and a text. Another way of setting styles is using utility classes. So back to my section element. When I click on the CSS classes input field, I have classes that are suggested. By default, there is quite a large set of classes that is preloaded for auto suggestion in Bricks. That's not all of the available utility classes, but it's a limited set to keep a balance between suggested classes and builder performance. You will see later that you can select the size of the preloaded set in the dashboard. This doesn't mean that if a class is not available as a suggestion, it cannot be used. That just means that it's not preloaded in Bricks memory. But if a class from the framework is not in this list, you can always type it and it will be used. So let's say that I want to apply a padding block to my section. So if I want to add a padding block and I don't know the exact name of the class, I can start writing pad for padding, and this will filter my list for all available paddings. And then I know I want block, so I will add BL, and now my list is filtered for padding blocks. From there, if I use the tab key on my keyboard, this will jump to my list, and as I tab, I will have a direct preview of the result. Pressing the escape key, I get out. If I hover with my mouse, I also get the preview. And back to my keyboard with my tab key, when I have found something interesting, I can either press enter or the right key. So let's validate with enter. And now the class was applied to my section. If I want to apply surface, let's type surface, and I'm offered all possibilities. Let's use my mouse this time, and I want my surface 3. And when I click, the class is applied. So let's get rid of this one. When I'm building a page, there are a few classes, a few utility classes that I use a lot. And these classes are the ones used, mainly the ones used for laying out things, adding margins, paddings, positioning, etc. So to give you an easy and fast access to the most useful utility classes, OxyProps also includes a context menu for the class input field. So back to my field, this is also available without opening the list first by right-clicking directly on the main input field, but also when expanding it by right-clicking in the input field. We have this context menu, and this context menu is for utility classes. There is a selection of utility classes to add padding, margins, gap, create grids, CSS grids, or flexbox. So from there, I have a direct access, for example, for my padding block utility classes with a preview of the result. Okay, so as you can see, we were talking about logical properties. Padding applies padding on all sides. Padding block in my left to right language applies padding top and bottom, and padding inline applies padding on left and right.